So as you're taking your breaths and tuning into what those surroundings are, we'll start to go over what is called the 7 points of the Vairasana. And so it's the 7-pointed posture in your meditation. And the first one is to think about how your legs are, and if you want to make any small shifts with how they are, especially because we're not sitting on the most solid of surfaces. The second is to check in on where your hips are and then how that transitions up through your spine. And try to let the shoulders be a little bit balanced, soften down the back. Notice how the hands are. You tuck the chin just slightly or find a place where it feels like your spine isn't having to work to hold up the head. Just noticing small shifts to the skull. And then lastly, allowing the eyes to softly close or find a steady gaze out in front of you towards the ground. And this one's a little bit tricky, but if you'd like, try putting the very tip of your tongue just behind the top of your 2 front teeth. The idea is that it can help saliva roll into the back of your throat as you sit in meditation for longer. Take a couple of breaths here in that seat. As you take those breaths, still continuing to tune into what is the environment around you. Allowing your breath to continue, and this time tuning into more of your inner environment though. And just try to follow the sound of your breath and breathe for the next 21 breaths. Don't worry about the pacing to the breath or the length of the breath. Allowing yourself to tune into that meditative quality, that calmness to the breath. Continue to breathe. You might layer in this visualization of the waves moving in and out with your inhale and exhale. Almost like your breath could draw the waves up into the shore and your exhale breath pushes them back away. Noticing if there can be a fullness to the breath. If you've begun to rush, slow down. You'd like to layer in the idea of a loving kindness breath with the movement of the waves, with the pulse of your breath. Think about expanding from the innermost circle being yourself out one at a time until the circle is so wide that the amount of people in it is almost limitless. The amount of beings in it is limitless. Beginning with yourself, this idea of love being one of the main limitless qualities in the yogic practice, which is simply the wish for others to be happy. It's woven with compassion, which is the wish for others to be free of suffering and the causes of whatever that suffering is. So taking a breath for yourself, moving with the waves, drawing in as the waves come in, that love and kindness for yourself, and exhale, allowing that to leave. Continue to breathe with yourself, for yourself. Expanding your circle, just one being wide. Thinking of someone or something that you unconditionally love. That feeling of fullness when you think of that being. And sending them that same loving kindness. And breathing with them, being with them. Allowing your circle to continue to expand even wider, finding what is a group of beings where you've maybe felt at home or connected, whether this is in the present or in the past. And imagine yourself sitting within that group, breathing together. Breathing what is true fullness, Purna. From that circle with these beings who you know, who you love, consider what it would be like if you allowed people who you've never met to sit with you. And maybe with some effort, could you have that same love, that same compassion for these strangers? And maybe as you sit here, they have kind of resemblance to someone, or there's qualities to them that come into your mind. Just let that be. Consider the idea of love and kindness for someone that you don't even know, but that you know exists. As you breathe, allow your spine to lengthen, get a little bit taller, finding some strength within your body. Allowing yourself to exhale out some softness. Sit with that for a few moments. consider once again if you could expand your circle even wider and draw someone into your circle that you struggle with. For whatever reason, they're that person that's just a little bit challenging for you. And again, maybe you have to allow your spine to grow a little bit longer, a little bit taller with your breath, but at the root of your heart, there's that love and compassion for all beings. It just sometimes takes a little bit of extra work, but that's why we practice. So see, this time within your breath, if you could allow your inhale breath to travel up right along your sternum, across the clavicles, and then exhale out, find that softness right at the center of your chest. And breathe there. Breathe there for the people and the things, the challenging parts of being alive. We breathe with it, we breathe with them, we can move with them. As if your breath could take a wave up along your spine, starting at the base. Roll the spine up to really find length. And as you exhale, allow yourself to soften into your seat, soften into the ground, whatever you're sitting on. Consider the visualization of your circle being as wide as you could possibly imagine, with all of the people that you love, the people that you know, the people that you don't, people that you struggle with. Bring in all of the beings. If you could find a calmness within all of those circumstances, what would happen? Take a few more breaths. And then consider someone or something that you'd like to dedicate the merits gained from your practice to. This idea that by practicing yoga, the different parts of yoga, we inherently gain merits, and those merits create a positive karma. So thinking of someone or something you'd like to benefit that positive karma to, someone who may be suffering, is this beautiful circle that can continue to move forward. So who is that for you right here and right now? You can keep your hands wherever they're resting, or allow them to shift somewhere else along your body, along the ground. Wherever they are, breathe into your palms. Let your palms press back down into your hands just slightly. Take your time. And when you feel ready, allow your eyes to open slowly, letting light in just a little bit at a time. And taking a moment to rest in the space that you're in. Continuing to breathe. letting in a little bit more light with each moment until the eyes are fully open.